Picture yourself in the hushed corridors of Hogwarts as twilight falls, casting a serene glow upon its ancient stone walls. In this magical sleep story, we journey through the captivating life of Severus Snape, guided by the gentle whispers and soothing ambience of Hogwarts itself. Feel the soft rustle of robes and the flicker of candlelight as the castle breathes with tales untold. Wrapped in warmth and magic, allow the calm to embrace you as we unravel a story woven with mystery, love, and redemption. Close your eyes and let the enchantment of Severus Snape's journey guide you into a tranquil, restful night. Growing up in the industrial town of Spinner's End, Severus Snape's early days were marked by the stark contrasts of his surroundings. Amidst the chimneys and cobbled streets, his home was a place of tension and quiet solitude, shaped by the presence of his parents, Eileen Prince and Tobias Snape. Eileen, a witch from a distinguished lineage, held within her the quiet grace and deep knowledge of the magical world, a world that Severus was only beginning to understand. Tobias, on the other hand, was a muggle, whose skepticism of magic often led to discord within the household. These two forces, each powerful in their own right, created a complex tapestry of emotions for young Severus to navigate. As a boy, he was introverted and introspective, finding solace in the intricate potions and spells described in his mother's old books. This early exposure to magic was both a refuge and a fascination for him, setting the foundation for his future passions. Yet, the strains of his home life, filled with whispered arguments and silent dinners, also taught him resilience and the ability to conceal his true emotions. These formative experiences not only shaped his stoic demeanor, but also ignited a deep longing within him for acceptance and understanding. Even at a young age, Severus was a boy caught between two worlds, each demanding pieces of his soul. It was in these tender years, amidst the shadows and whispers of Spinner's End, that the seeds of his complex character were sown, laying the groundwork for the man he would become. The first meeting between Severus Snape and Lily Evans was destined, as if the stars themselves had aligned to bring these two souls together. It happened one summer afternoon in a sunlit park near Spinner's End, a sanctuary nestled between the shadows of industry. Severus, retreating from the discord of home, often wandered there, finding solace in the whispering breeze and the rustling leaves. It was in this serene setting that he first encountered Lily, a girl with fiery hair and a laugh as bright as the noonday sun. She was skipping stones across a pond, unaware of the spellbinding aura she exuded. Severus, drawn to her like a moth to a flame, approached with cautious curiosity. As their eyes met, a silent understanding passed between them, a shared recognition of their magical potential and an unspoken kinship that transcended the ordinary bonds of friendship. Lily, with her openness and warmth, saw beyond Severus's reserved exterior, reaching into the depths of his guarded heart. Together, they explored the boundaries of their powers, each discovery a new thread weaving their lives together. They spent countless hours discussing spells and concoctions, their imaginations igniting the park with magic unseen by Muggle eyes. Lily's belief in Severus's talent was a beacon of hope, illuminating his path with acceptance and encouragement. Their friendship blossomed, becoming a sanctuary from the complexities of their separate worlds. In Lily, Severus found not only a friend, but a kindred spirit who resonated with his dreams and passions. This bond formed the cornerstone of his early life, infusing it with joy and purpose. In those moments shared under the dappled sunlight of the park, the foundations of their friendship were laid, delicate yet resilient, shaping the man Severus would strive to become. The journey to Hogwarts was a rite of passage for many young witches and wizards, and for Severus, it was the beginning of a new chapter filled with both anticipation and uncertainty. Picture him at King's Cross Station, a solemn figure amid the bustling crowd, his senses tingling with the pulsing energy of magic all around. The Hogwarts Express beckoned like a crimson serpent, promising adventure and a world beyond the drab confines of Spinner's End. As he boarded the train, Severus felt a thrill of excitement mingled with apprehension, for he was leaving behind the familiar shadows of home and stepping toward a future unknown. The countryside blurred by, each passing moment bringing him closer to the life he had dreamt of, a life filled with enchantments and the promise of belonging. As day turned to dusk, the silhouette of Hogwarts emerged, majestic and awe-inspiring, cloaked in the twilight mist. The castle stood as a testament to 1,000 years of magic, its towers reaching toward the sky like ancient sentinels guarding secrets untold. Stepping off the train, Severus felt the ground beneath him hum with the latent power of the land. Crossing the lake in shadow-cloaked boats, he gazed up at the towering battlements, his heart swelling with a mix of trepidation and wonder. Inside the castle, the air vibrated with magic, each corridor and chamber whispering tales of the past. Severus was no longer just a boy from Spinner's End. He was a part of something greater, a legacy interwoven with destinies shared and stories yet to be written. As he stood before the enchanted Sorting Hat, anticipation coursed through his veins. Hogwarts was not merely a school, but a world of infinite possibilities, where every door led to discovery and every lesson unveiled new mysteries. In that moment, Severus's heart was filled with a profound sense of belonging, the echoes of his past softened by the promise of what lay ahead. Here, he could forge his own path, guided by the stars and the wand in his hand. The sorting ceremony was a moment of destiny for Severus Snape, as it was for every new student at Hogwarts. As he stood before the enchanted Sorting Hat, the whispers of ancient magic filled his ears, contemplating the qualities that defined him. The hat, with its wisdom accumulated over centuries, sensed the complexity within Severus, the ambition, cunning, and untapped potential swirling like a tempest beneath his composed exterior. Slytherin, it announced, sealing his path within the house known for its resourceful and determined members. As Severus joined the Slytherin table, a new chapter began, marked by the promise of friendships and alliances. Among his fellow Slytherins, Severus found acceptance in those who shared his keen interest in the mystical arts. His friendship with students like Lucius Malfoy grew, rooted in shared ambition and an appreciation for the nuanced intricacies of magic. Together, they delved into the arcane, their discussions often extending late into the night, surrounded by the dim flicker of candlelight in the common room. Yet, within these friendships lay the seeds of conflict, as the ideals of Slytherin sometimes clashed with his own values. Contrastingly, his bond with Lily Evans remained a guiding light, a pure and unwavering connection that transcended house rivalries and the whispers of Slytherin's ambition. Their shared history and trust formed an unbreakable bond, a sanctuary where Severus could be truly himself, unguarded and tender. However, navigating these dual worlds was not without its challenges. The expectations and ideals of Slytherin often conflicted with the warmth and acceptance he felt with Lily, creating a dissonance that tugged at the fabric of his soul. Balancing these relationships was a delicate dance, a constant struggle between loyalty to his housemates and fidelity to the friendship that had first kindled his sense of belonging. As Severus traversed the halls of Hogwarts, he carried this inner conflict, feeling the pull of two worlds that demanded his allegiance. It was a testament to his complexity and depth, shaping the narrative of his life within the ancient walls of Hogwarts. It was here, amidst the shimmering tapestries and enchanted corridors, that Severus forged his identity, guided by friendship, ambition, and the quest for acceptance in a world where his place was yet to be defined. The first glimpse of Severus Snape's exceptional talent emerged within the potion-scented confines of Professor Slughorn's esteemed classroom. Here, amidst rows of simmering cauldrons and shelves brimming with rare ingredients, Severus discovered a world where his meticulous nature thrived. The art of potion making, with its precise measurements and transformative allure, spoke to the core of his being. For Severus, each concoction was a symphony of elements, a dance of compounds that, when harmonized, held the power to heal, enchant, or even create life-altering outcomes. It was in this sanctuary of alchemical wonders that Severus's ambition took root. With unwavering focus, he honed his craft, often surpassing his peers and even drawing the admiration of Professor Slughorn himself, a master potioneer renowned for recognizing brilliance in his students. Under Slughorn's mentorship, Severus flourished, his understanding of the intricate tapestry of magical ingredients deepening with each experiment, each success, and even the occasional failure that taught him invaluable lessons. Driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Severus was not content with mere proficiency. His aspiration was to transcend mastery, to explore the uncharted realms of potion making that others dared not venture. The rich history of ancient elixirs and the possibilities they presented captivated his imagination, coaxing him to dive into texts long forgotten and scrolls laden with secrets. As he worked tirelessly in the glow of candlelit chambers, the whispers of Spinner's End faded, replaced by the bubbling promise of a future carved from the essence of his talent and determination. Indeed, for Severus Snape, potion making was far more than an academic pursuit. It was an art form, a means of expression through which he could articulate his deepest passions and ambitions. In the silent dance of vials and beakers, he found a voice, and in that voice, a purpose. His journey to become a master in the art of potion making was not merely a career path, but a calling, a testament to the fiery potential that lay within his soul, waiting to be realized. The Marauders' antagonism towards Severus Snape began as a simmering tension that soon erupted into an ongoing rivalry, marked by confrontations that would leave lasting scars on his psyche. Among this group, James Potter and Sirius Black stood at the forefront, their reckless disregard for rules and thirst for adventure often putting them at odds with Snape's own cautious, calculated nature. From their earliest days at Hogwarts, these confrontations played out under the watchful eyes of their peers, fueling a cycle of animosity that would shape much of Snape's outlook. One particular incident forever etched in memory, unfolded on a sunny afternoon in the Gryffindor Quidditch stands. James and Sirius, fueled by youthful exuberance, decided to play a cruel prank on Severus, using a levitation charm that left him humiliated and exposed before a crowd. The laughter that followed echoed like a haunting refrain, feeding Snape's feelings of resentment and isolation. In their eyes, he was an easy target, an outsider who did not quite fit into the camaraderie that bonded them. Yet, beneath Snape's outward composure lay a simmering cauldron of emotions, his dignity bruised but his resolve to stand firm intensifying. There was no denying that in Severus they had found a worthy adversary, one whose intellect and cunning rivaled their own. As time went on, these encounters with the Marauders imbued Snape with a wariness that lingered, a prelude to the suspicions and guardedness that would later define his character. The animosity became a catalyst for contemplation, pushing Severus to delve deeper into his studies, seeking solace and strength in the quiet depths of knowledge. It was here, amidst the tomes and scrolls of the Hogwarts library, that he constructed the defenses of his mind, brick by brick, forging an armor that would one day shield him from the cruelties of the world. The Marauders, unaware of the beast they were awakening, inadvertently spurred Severus on a path that would intertwine with both light and darkness, shaping the man he was destined to become. Their actions, tempered by youthful folly and bravado, became threads in the intricate tapestry of his life, weaving a story of rivalry, resilience, and complex motivations. What began as mere schoolyard antagonism evolved into a pivotal aspect of Severus's life, fueling his ambition and fortifying his resolve as he navigated the labyrinthine corridors of Hogwarts and beyond. The infamous incident with the werewolf was a pivotal moment in Severus Snape's life and his tumultuous relationship with the Marauders. This notorious prank was conceived by James Potter and Sirius Black, who thought it amusing to lure Severus into the path of danger, unaware of the peril it truly entailed. The Whomping Willow, serene yet ominous in the twilight, concealed the secret passageway leading to the Shrieking Shack. It was there that Remus Lupin, one of the Marauders, would retreat each month to endure his transformation into a werewolf. Oblivious to the true nature of the threat, Severus was directed towards the Whomping Willow by the Marauders, a plan in the guise of mischief with grave consequences. As Severus approached, guided by curiosity and the prospect of uncovering their clandestine whereabouts, he was struck by a sense of foreboding. James Potter, realizing the true danger too late, intervened, pulling Severus back from the brink, as the frightening truth was mere moments from being unveiled. The revelation of Remus's secret was narrowly averted, yet the experience left Severus with an indelible mark. From that day forward, trust became a fragile and elusive concept, one that was easily shattered but hard to repair. The betrayal and near exposure of such a personal secret fueled the animosity between Severus and the Marauders, deepening the chasm of distrust. Severus's wariness turned into a defining characteristic, fortifying the barriers around his heart and mind. He understood the mercilessness of betrayal, and it only added to the layers of suspicion that shrouded him. For Severus, this unforgettable incident was not merely a prank, but a violation of trust and a lesson in the darkness that could dwell within those who wore the facade of friendship. It became a constant reminder that beneath the surface of camaraderie could lie intentions veiled in shadow, further entrenching him in the solitary path he often found himself walking. As the echoes of the past reverberated through the corridors of Hogwarts, Severus carried with him the sharpened edge of caution, a testament to a world where trust was a rare and precious commodity. The deepening rift between Severus Snape and Lily Evans emerged slowly, yet unmistakably, as they progressed through their years at Hogwarts. While their friendship started as an unwavering bond, rooted in shared magical wonder and mutual understanding, the complexities of adolescence and the world around them began to cast shadows upon this once bright connection. As they matured, ideological differences surfaced, creating tension that neither could entirely reconcile. Snape, mesmerized by the allure of the dark arts, found himself drawn to their mystery and power, viewing them as a means to attain respect and control in a world that often felt beyond his grasp. This fascination, however, was not shared by Lily, whose compassionate nature and belief in the goodness of magic stood in sharp contrast to the path Snape seemed to be treading. Her disapproval of the dark arts was unwavering, rooted in a firm belief that they came at a cost to the soul and the world. As Severus delved deeper into these arcane practices, driven by ambition and the influences of those around him, Lily's disquiet grew. She struggled to comprehend the allure they held for Snape, and with each discussion, their dialogues morphed into debates, each trying to pull the other towards their perspective. The ideological chasm widened, and the warmth that once defined their friendship began to wane, replaced by an undercurrent of unspoken tension. Severus, reluctant to fully open up about his motivations, found himself caught between his desire for Lily's approval and his growing obsession with the dark arts. This internal conflict often left him defensive and isolated, unable to bridge the gap widening between them. Lily, on the other hand, yearned for the friend she once knew, struggling with the changes she observed in Severus and the choices he seemed determined to make. The rift in their friendship was not born of a single moment, but a series of small fractures, each ideological clash etching away at the foundation they had built together. Despite their enduring history, the differences in their paths became increasingly difficult to overlook, and the once unbreakable bond began to strain under the weight of conflicting beliefs. It became a poignant chapter in both their lives, where love and friendship were tested by the forces of ambition and morality. For Severus, this growing distance from Lily was both a source of profound sorrow and a catalyst for reflection, setting the stage for choices that would ultimately shape his destiny and cement the duality of light and dark that defined his character. The turning point in Severus Snape's journey arrived on a sun-drenched afternoon, one that began like any other at Hogwarts, yet ended with the reverberations of heartbreak and humiliation. This was the day known in the recesses of Snape's mind as his worst memory. It unfolded on the grounds near the lake, where laughter and the vibrant pulse of youthful energy were as commonplace as the magic that wove through the very stones of the castle. Here, Severus, with his sallow features and air of solemnity, became the target of a cruel jest orchestrated by none other than James Potter and his companions. As the crowd of students gathered, a sense of foreboding lingered in the air, unnoticed by most but acutely sensed by Severus himself. In a moment that seemed to stretch endlessly, James, emboldened by the attention and fueled by a need to entertain, brandished his wand and left Severus defenseless. The spell he cast lifted Severus into the air, exposing him to the eyes of his peers in a manner both degrading and deeply personal. The jeers and laughter that followed were akin to sharp talons, tearing through the fragile armor Severus wore to shield himself from the world. Each taunt echoed in his mind, resounding long after the display had ended, embedding itself in the crevices of his soul where resentment festered like an open wound. It was not merely the act itself, but the betrayal it signified. In this public spectacle, Severus glimpsed the stark divide between himself and those he had long viewed with a mixture of envy and disdain. The experience laid bare the vulnerability he worked tirelessly to conceal, etching a line in the sand that separated him from his peers. For James, it might have been a fleeting moment of mischief, but for Severus, it was the catalyst of enduring bitterness, deepening his sense of isolation as he withdrew further into the shadows. The memory of this incident remained with him, a constant reminder of the prejudice and animosity he faced. It hardened his heart, fortifying the walls he erected against the world, and set him on a path where trust was as ephemeral as smoke on the wind. In the solitude of his thoughts, Severus nurtured the seeds of ambition and resolve, vowing that he would never again allow himself to be at the mercy of another. This memory, painful yet defining, became a cornerstone of his identity, shaping the choices and allegiances that would come to define his future. As he sat in the quiet corners of the Hogwarts library, surrounded by the wisdom of ages past, Severus vowed that his presence would one day be impossible to ignore, not as a figure of ridicule, but as one of strength and mastery. The allure of the dark arts wove an intricate spell over Severus Snape, a siren song of power and mystery resonating in the deepest recesses of his soul. Drawn to the shadows, Severus found in them a refuge from the vulnerabilities that haunted him, a sanctuary where he could explore the depths of his talents away from judgmental eyes. The dark arts offered promises of mastery and control, qualities that spoke to his desire for respect and strength in a world that often seemed imbalanced and unjust. For Severus, they were not merely forbidden knowledge, but a key to unlock potential that others feared to approach. These arts, steeped in ancient lore and veiled in secrecy, whispered to him of possibilities untold, igniting his ambition with their tantalizing allure. As he delved deeper, Severus fell into the orbit of a group who shared his fascination and whose ambitions mirrored his own. It was among them, those who would one day become the ranks of the Dark Lord's followers, that he found a sense of belonging that was simultaneously thrilling and perilous. They offered him camaraderie based on mutual understanding and shared goals, tempting him further into their fold with promises of power and respect. Yet, beneath this camaraderie lay the unspoken reality of their intentions, a path that diverged sharply from the light. Severus's growing association with these future Death Eaters was a reflection of his internal struggles, torn between the longing for acceptance and the thirst for power. Within him raged a tempest of conflicting emotions, a battle between the desire to be seen and the fear of losing the essence of who he was. The choice to embrace the dark arts was not made lightly, but emerged from a complex tapestry of desires and fears. Severus yearned for recognition, for a place where his talents could be realized and celebrated rather than hidden away in the shadows of derision. Yet, The path he chose was fraught with peril, leading to a future steeped in moral ambiguity. It was a journey that challenged his very core, where each decision carried the weight of potential gain, balanced against the looming shadows of consequence. As Severus stepped further into this dark world, he was acutely aware of the thin line he tread between power and peril, ambition and sacrifice. It was a chapter of exploration, not only of the magical arts, but of his own identity, as he navigated the labyrinthine corridors of ambition and the quest for belonging in a realm where darkness whispered seductively in the quiet of his mind. In the dim glow of candlelit chambers, where shadows danced and the ancient tomes of forbidden knowledge lay open before him, Severus embarked on a quest for identity and purpose, one that would irrevocably shape the man he was becoming. Upon graduating from Hogwarts, Severus Snape found himself standing at a crossroads, where the choices of his past converged with the looming possibilities of his future. The echoes of his school days lingered, shaping the path he was destined to take. With the weight of newfound independence and the shadows of ambition clinging closely, he looked toward a world brimming with both opportunity and uncertainty. Despite the accolades he earned through his academic prowess, there remained within him a restless yearning for acceptance, for a place where his talents could rise, unchallenged by the shadows of mockery or doubt. The allure of power and the promise of belonging drew Severus toward the enigmatic figure of the Dark Lord, whose whispered promises painted visions of strength and mastery that resonated deeply within him. Severus, like many before him, was captivated by the magnetic charisma and the ideals of a new world order that promised to right the perceived wrongs of society. In the whispered circles of those who sought change through dominance, he felt a sense of camaraderie, a kinship born from shared discontent, and the pursuit of a vision where his skills would not only be recognized but revered. Yet, this choice was fraught with peril, a path that beckoned with its intoxicating allure, while overshadowed by the specter of moral ambiguity. In the quiet recesses of his mind, Severus was acutely aware of the depths into which he was stepping, the thin line between wielding power and being consumed by it. The world beyond Hogwarts was a labyrinth, one where every decision rippled through the fabric of destiny. As he aligned himself with the Dark Lord's followers, Severus was not just choosing a life of dark enchantments, he was embarking on a quest for identity and purpose. It was a decision that would demand sacrifices, weaving his destiny into a tapestry of choices where love and loyalty would often be at odds with ambition and self-preservation. In the shadows, where whispers of allegiance and power mingled with the echoes of his past, Severus Snape stood poised on the brink of a new journey, one where every step forward was laden with the echoes of old scars and the promise of what lay in the dark horizon. The initiation of Severus Snape into the ranks of the Death Eaters was a moment both solemn and irrevocable, marking his commitment to a cause that promised power and belonging at a steep moral cost. Under the dim glow of the moon, in a secluded clearing where shadows whispered the secrets of the night, Severus stood amidst a circle of those who had already pledged their loyalty to the Dark Lord. The air was thick with anticipation, a palpable energy that hummed with the echo of ancient magic. Voldemort's presence, commanding and serpentine, loomed over the gathering, his voice a silken thread weaving promises of a new world. Severus, though resolute in his decision, felt the weight of his choice settle upon his shoulders like a tangible shroud, The dark mark, a symbol of allegiance and servitude, seared itself into his forearm, a constant reminder of the oath he had taken. It was both a brand of power and a chain that bound him to a destiny fraught with peril. Snape's motivations for joining the Death Eaters were manifold: a tangled web of ambition, desire for recognition, and a quest for identity. In their ranks, he sought respect and the opportunity to unleash the full spectrum of his talents without restraint, a space where his intellect and mastery of the mystic arts could be celebrated rather than stifled. Yet, beneath this quest for belonging simmered an internal conflict, a flicker of doubt that refused to be fully extinguished. Severus was acutely aware of the moral chasm he now straddled, the precarious balance between his lust for power and the remnants of conscience that echoed faintly within. The camaraderie he found among his new peers was comforting yet tainted by the knowledge that betrayal and ambition often walked hand in hand. As he navigated the shadowy corridors of this new allegiance, Severus found himself grappling with the implications of his choices, the sacrifices demanded by this path of darkness. The internal struggle was relentless, a duality of ambition and morality that would shape his actions and decisions in the years to come. The tale of Severus Snape, marked by complexity and profound introspection, unfolded further as he stepped deeper into the world of the Death Eaters, a journey that would test the very core of his being as he sought to reconcile the shadows with the light that lingered still within. Overhearing the prophecy was a moment that forever altered Severus Snape's path and cast ripples across the wizarding world. One fateful evening, within the shadowy confines of the Hog's Head Inn, Severus, shrouded in secrecy, found himself in the proximity of a conversation not meant for his ears. The room was dimly lit, suffused with the aroma of pipe smoke and the murmur of clandestine dealings. Professor Trelawney, a seer cloaked in mystery, uttered words that would shape destinies, the prophecy foretelling the birth of a child with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord. As these words hung in the air, Severus, hidden but attentive, realized the magnitude of what he had unwittingly stumbled upon. The prophecy spoke of a boy born as the 7th month dies, a child who held within him the potential to change the course of magical history. Severus's heart quickened, the weight of the revelation settling heavily upon him. He understood the implications, the danger that now loomed over the child who fit the prophecy's description. This knowledge was a double-edged sword, both a source of power and a burden beyond measure. Severus's loyalties, already a complex tapestry, were further strained by this newfound knowledge. The implications were profound, echoing within him as he contemplated the potential consequences for those he cared about, particularly Lily Potter, the woman who had been the light in his shadowed world. Severus's mind raced with a kaleidoscope of thoughts and emotions. He found himself at a crossroads, torn between his allegiance to the Dark Lord and his enduring love for Lily, now a mother to the boy whom the prophecy seemed to encompass. It was a moment that forced him to reckon with the depths of his conscience and the choices that lay before him. For the wizarding world, this prophecy ignited a series of events that would lead to turbulent times. It set in motion the fears and actions of a powerful dark wizard whose determination to thwart his foretold downfall increased with every passing day. Severus, meanwhile, faced an internal struggle, a moral quagmire as he grappled with the implications of his actions. Overhearing the prophecy was not just a pivotal moment for Severus Snape, it was a fulcrum upon which his entire life balanced, a moment that would lead to decisions of profound consequence. The echoes of this night reverberated through time, setting Severus on a path intertwined with duty, love, and sacrifice, as he navigated the treacherous waters of loyalty and betrayal in a world on the brink of change. A moment of regret, a plea born out of love and desperation, came to define Severus Snape in ways he could never have foreseen. The shadows danced around him as he approached the Dark Lord, his heart heavy with a fear that transcended mere self-preservation. For Snape, the world had narrowed to a singular point. Lily Evans, the woman whose memory remained a beacon amidst his descent into darkness. The prophecy, a spectre haunting his every thought, had cast Lily into peril, intertwining her fate with that of the child Voldemort now sought to destroy. Severus, once steadfast in his ambitions, found his resolve quaking under the weight of possible loss. It was an uncharacteristic vulnerability, a rawness that laid bare the depths of his love and regret. The plea was simple, a request for clemency directed at the one person who understood the language of power above all else. Severus implored Voldemort to spare Lily, offering his loyalty in return for her safety, willing to bind himself further to the darkness if it meant preserving her light. This moment, this heart-wrenching request, was a turning point that altered the course of Snape's life forever. In revealing his heart, Severus had laid his soul bare, exposing the very essence of what he held dear above ambition, above all else. It was a gamble, a commitment that tethered him to a future fraught with consequence and uncertainty. The plea was not merely an act of love, but one of profound remorse, a reflection on choices past and the realization of the stakes he now faced. While the sincerity of his plea struck at the core of his being, it also marked the beginning of an intricate dance with fate, one where every step was shadowed by the spectre of what might be lost. Snape's decision to plead for Lily's life shifted the tides of his destiny, forging a new path where loyalty and betrayal wove an intricate tapestry. It set him on a course where his actions would ripple through the lives of those he sought to protect, shaping a future where his love for Lily would remain an unwavering constant. This plea, born of love and regret, became a defining moment, one that would resonate through the corridors of time, influencing decisions and sacrifices that would ultimately shape the very fabric of the wizarding world. Aligning with Dumbledore was a choice rooted in the depths of Severus Snape's conscience, a turning point that redefined his path and reshaped his identity. This pivotal decision blossomed from the ashes of regret and the embers of an unyielding love, compelling him to seek redemption through a new allegiance. Severus approached Albus Dumbledore, a luminary whose presence radiated wisdom and compassion, with a heart heavy yet hopeful. The plea for Lily's life had been a catalyst, igniting within Severus the need to atone for past missteps and to shield those he held dear from the encroaching shadows. Severus's appeal to Dumbledore was infused with a solemn sincerity, an acknowledgement of the tangled web of his past choices. He offered his services as a double agent, fully aware of the perilous path this entailed. It was a move fraught with complexity, a balance between deception and truth that demanded unwavering resolve and impeccable discretion. As Severus embraced this dual role, he became a linchpin in the intricate dance of espionage, navigating the perilous waters of trust and betrayal. The dangers were manifold, the stakes elevated by the ever-watchful eyes of both the Dark Lord and the Order of the Phoenix. To maintain his cover, Severus had to weave a narrative of loyalty to Voldemort while feeding Dumbledore pivotal insights, a task as fraught with danger as walking a tightrope over a chasm. In this clandestine endeavor, his life became a tapestry of subtle deceptions and guarded truths. Yet, Severus carried it with a silent dignity, driven by a purpose greater than himself. The weight of his responsibilities was immense, each decision a calculated risk that could tip the balance toward victory or disaster. Despite the constant threat of exposure, Severus found strength in the conviction of his cause, in the notion that his actions could one day safeguard those he cherished. This alignment with Dumbledore was not merely a strategy, but a mission of redemption, woven with threads of hope and resilience. It was a testament to Severus Snape's character, a testament that defied simplistic labels, revealing the profound intricacies of a man who straddled light and dark in a quest to make amends for his soul's deepest scars. Through this allegiance, Severus found a path to redefine his legacy, becoming an unsung hero in a battle that would determine the fate of the wizarding world. The role of Potions Master at Hogwarts was a position that Severus Snape assumed with a profound sense of duty and precision, carving out a niche where his formidable talents and love for potion making could be shared with the next generation of witches and wizards. As the keeper of this arcane art, Severus approached his responsibilities with the same meticulous care and intensity that he applied in his own studies, demanding nothing short of excellence from his students. His classroom, a place where the air shimmered with the scent of brewing concoctions and the gentle hiss of simmering cauldrons, was a domain where Severus's authority and expertise were indisputable. Within these walls, his teaching style was as much a part of his identity as the potions themselves, sharp, exacting, and unyielding in its pursuit of perfection. To his students, Snape was a figure both revered and feared, his presence commanding respect and a silent expectation of excellence. This reputation was built upon a foundation of rigorous standards, fostering an environment where only the most dedicated would thrive. Yet beneath his stern exterior, Severus harbored a quiet hope that his teachings would instill in his pupils the same passion and respect for potion making that had defined his own life. His interactions with students were a complex tapestry, weaving between moments of insightful mentorship and the stern rebukes that shaped their learning experiences. Among these interactions, his relationship with Harry Potter stood out as particularly intricate and fraught with tension. For Severus, Harry was a constant reminder of a tangled past, embodying both the legacy of James Potter and the memory of Lily, whom he had loved so dearly. This duality colored his dealings with Harry, often casting a shadow over their interactions, filled with unspoken truths and concealed emotions. Despite the complexity of their dynamic, Severus's commitment to his role as educator never wavered, ensuring Harry and others were equipped with the knowledge crucial for their journey through the world of magic. With students like Hermione Granger, Severus's sharp demeanor often softened into a grudging acknowledgement of her brilliance, recognizing in her a peerless dedication to the craft he cherished. His relationships with students, each unique in its nuances, reflected the dual nature of Severus Snape, a man hardened by experience, yet driven by a desire to impart the wisdom and mastery he had cultivated over years of study. In the shadowed dungeons of Hogwarts, where the echoes of bubbling brews danced against stone walls, Severus's legacy as potions master was etched not only in the lessons he taught, but in the lives he touched, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of the school's history. His stewardship of the potions realm at Hogwarts was more than a role. It was a testament to his devotion to the magical arts and his enduring impact on the students under his watchful eye. The burden of occlumency weighed heavily upon Severus Snape as he took on the challenging task of teaching Harry Potter, this intricate art designed to shield his mind from the penetrating influence of Voldemort. In the secretive, dimly lit corners of Hogwarts, where shadows danced across ancient stone walls, these lessons became a crucible of conflicting emotions and unresolved tensions. For Severus, the act of teaching occlumency was not just a duty, but a necessity, an endeavor to fortify Harry's mind against invasions that could have catastrophic consequences for the wizarding world. Yet, this undertaking was fraught with difficulties, as every session laid bare the volatile history and unspoken animosity that existed between teacher and student. As Severus attempted to instill the discipline required for occlumency, Harry's defiant spirit often clashed with the restrained intensity of his teacher, sparking friction that was as palpable as any spell cast in the room. Severus, with his formidable mastery of mental defenses, sought to impart methods of concentration and mind control, yet found that his own past grievances and Harry's inherent stubbornness created barriers more formidable than the walls of Hogwarts itself. The lessons were punctuated by moments of fierce contention, where Severus's demand for Harry's focus and patience were met with resistance and skepticism. Each failed attempt at occlumency was a reminder of the complex tapestry of their intertwined destinies, woven with threads of mistrust, yet bound by the shared imperative of protection against a common foe. In these sessions, Severus glimpsed flashes of Harry's memories, poignant and raw, which left an indelible impression upon him, revealing vulnerabilities that fueled his conflicted perceptions. For Harry, the challenge was not just in the discipline required, but in the struggle to see beyond Snape's vexing exterior, to understand the depth and gravity of what was at stake. The weight of occlumency was one born of necessity and interwoven with the shadows of past and present. It tested Severus's patience and resolve as he grappled with the task of safeguarding Harry's mind while contending with the reverberations of shared memories and the legacy of lives intertwined by fate. In the pursuit of this arcane mastery, Severus found himself navigating the delicate balance of imparting knowledge while managing the simmering tension that had long defined their interactions. It was a testament to the complexities of their relationship, one that oscillated between confrontation and an unspoken understanding of the powerful forces at play. As Severus guided Harry through the intricate dance of occlumency, he carried the burden that this knowledge, once conveyed, might be the very shield that would turn the tide in the looming battle against darkness. The unbreakable vow with Narcissa Malfoy was a testament to the intricate webs of loyalty and duty that defined Severus Snape's path, presenting a commitment steeped in risk and moral complexity. On a night shrouded in shadows and uncertainty, within the silent confines of Spinner's End, Narcissa Malfoy, a accompanied by her sister Bellatrix Lestrange, sought Severus's aid in an hour of dire need. The air was tense with foreboding, the gravity of their request etched across Narcissa's features, begging for the protection of her son Draco, who had been given a perilous task by the Dark Lord. She implored Severus to intervene, to safeguard Draco from the consequences that awaited should he fail. Severus, familiar with the weight of destinies intertwined with peril, listened with solemn comprehension. The urgency in Narcissa's plea resonated with his own understanding of loyalty and sacrifice. The proposition was clear, yet heavy with implication, a formal vow binding Severus to protect Draco at all costs, a magical oath sealed in the threads of fate itself. As the promise took shape, Bellatrix's doubts lingered, her skepticism a sharp counterpoint to the solemn pact being forged. Yet, Severus's resolve was steadfast, a decision born from layers of motivations that few could discern. The commitment was not made lightly, for the unbreakable vow was a magical bond, unyielding in its severity, a pact that promised death to any who dared break it. Severus recognized the significance, the profound weight of what was being asked, and the shadows of consequence it cast across his future. Yet, nestled within this complex decision lay echoes of his own struggles, a reflection of past bonds, and a silent yearning to make amends for choices etched in remorse. As the vow solidified, Severus's motivations were entwined with both strategic foresight and a sense of protection for Draco, a boy ensnared within the machinations of forces beyond his control. The pressures of this commitment loomed large, casting ripples that would extend into the heart of his allegiances. It was a promise marked by danger and sacrifice, a thread woven into the tapestry of his life that would soon unravel into unforeseen challenges. For Severus, the unbreakable vow was yet another chapter in his journey of duality, marked by courage and the unwavering resolve to protect those who found themselves on the precipice of their destinies. In making this vow, he not only cemented his role in a world shrouded with secrets and dangers, but also reaffirmed his complex dance of allegiance, where the light of hope intermingled with the encroaching shadows. The killing of Dumbledore was an event steeped in complexity and strategic foresight, marking a defining moment in Severus Snape's perilous journey. It was an act that carried with it the weight of sacrifice and the profound burden of choices made in shadowed alleys of destiny. Albus Dumbledore, wise and knowing, had perceived the inexorable march of time and the encroaching darkness that threatened to envelop the wizarding world. He approached Severus with a request that defied simple morality, a plea for a merciful end. Bound by the promise of the unbreakable vow and the greater good he sought to uphold, Severus listened as Dumbledore revealed the secret that would anchor his decision. Dumbledore, already mortally weakened by a curse imbued within the ring of Marvolo Gaunt, foresaw his own demise as a catalyst for sustaining the fight against darkness. The pivotal moment was not to be a stroke of betrayal, but a final act of loyalty, one that demanded the strongest of hearts and the steadiest of hands. Severus, though reluctant, understood the necessity of this grim task. Within the heart of Hogwarts, atop the astronomy tower, the night air was thick with tension and inevitability. The stars bore silent witness as Severus stood before Dumbledore, who had already prepared his mind for the end. The elder wizard's voice, calm and resolute, urged Severus to fulfill his solemn promise, to ensure that Draco's soul remained untainted, and to maintain his cover within the ranks of the Death Eaters. As the green light of the curse illuminated the night, Severus felt the reverberations of the spell echo through his very being. It was an act that seared his soul, a moment of profound conflict where duty and emotion clashed in a tempest of guilt and resolve. In fulfilling Dumbledore's final wish, Severus became the reluctant architect of a crucial deception, one that shielded the truth and fortified the defenses against the Dark Lord. This act, though shrouded in the semblance of treachery, was a testament to Severus's indomitable courage and unwavering commitment to the cause he believed in. It was a sacrifice not just of life, but of perception, a step taken into the abyss where shadows and light converged to forge a path toward eventual redemption. In the aftermath, with the silence of the night enveloping him, Severus bore the heavy mantle of his actions, his heart a cauldron of turmoil and determination. The killing of Dumbledore was far more than an ending. It was a turning point that set the stage for the final battle against darkness, an act that reaffirmed Severus Snape's place in the annals of courage and complex heroism, where love and sacrifice interwove to shape the fate of a world on the brink of war. Headmaster of Hogwarts, Severus Snape donned a mantle of authority that bore the dual weight of daunting responsibility and clandestine defiance. In the shadowed corridors of a castle, now under the mantle of Voldemort's regime, Snape navigated a treacherous path, balancing the razor's edge between duty to the school he cherished and obligation to the Dark Lord, whose iron grip sought to suffocate its spirit. Within the hallowed halls, where once laughter and the gentle buzz of camaraderie thrived, a tense silence now lingered, punctuated only by the echoing footsteps of students who felt the chill of uncertainty creep into their bones. Yet, amidst this pervasive unease, Severus orchestrated a silent symphony of protection, a guardian shielded by a facade of icy compliance. His role as headmaster was a delicate dance, a subterfuge where every action was weighed with precision, ensuring that his outward allegiance to Voldemort masked the true intention beneath, a steadfast commitment to shielding the students from the darker forces underfoot. Severus's meticulous nature, once honed in the art of potion making, became an invaluable asset in this perilous tenure, crafting measures that subtly resisted the oppressive rule while evading the watchful eyes of those aligned with the Dark Lord. Alongside this clandestine rebellion, he faced moral quandaries that demanded sacrifices of perception, building a legacy defined by complexity and quiet heroism. His interactions with students and faculty were imbued with calculated restraint, each word and action a cog in his intricate plan to maintain an equilibrium that preserved the delicate line between allegiance and defiance. He ensured that even under the bleak shadow of tyranny, Hogwarts remained a sanctuary, its ancient magic pulsating with a gentle reminder of hope yet undimmed. In these turbulent times, Severus's unwavering resolve became the unseen pillar upon which many found solace, a testament to a courage that thrived despite the suffocating shroud of darkness. His tenure as headmaster was not merely a chapter of leadership, but a testament to the resilience of a spirit forged in duality, where every decision was guided by an unyielding love for the institution and its future. Severus Snape's legacy as headmaster was carved in deeds whispered through the castle's stone walls, a reminder of strength that endured in the face of overwhelming odds, maintaining the flicker of light in a world teetering on the brink of despair. The truth revealed itself like the gentle awakening of dawn, casting its light upon the shadows that veiled Severus Snape's life. In the quiet aftermath of battle, a scene unfolded within the pensive, where memories swirled like silken threads, unraveling tales long hidden. Harry, weary yet resolute, stood transfixed as Snape's sacrifices were laid bare before him. Each memory was a window into a world shrouded in secrecy, moments of vulnerability, of choices born from love, and a heart that beat with unwavering loyalty. The revelations were profound, turning the tides of understanding and reshaping Harry's perception of the man he once viewed with suspicion and animosity. Here was a portrait of complexity, a soul enmeshed in a web of duty and emotion that transcended the simplistic labels of hero or villain. As Harry witnessed Snape's unwavering dedication to protecting him and his unyielding love for Lily, clarity surfaced amidst the fog of war, painting Snape not as the adversary he was presumed to be, but as a guardian cloaked in shadows. The memories were an intricate tapestry, revealing moments of clandestine courage and heartfelt confessions, stitching together a story of redemption and sacrifice that resonated beyond personal boundaries. In these fragments of past, Harry glimpsed the depth of Snape's torment and the silent power of his choices that altered the very course of history. For Harry, it was a revelation that redefined his journey, weaving Snape into the narrative as an unsung hero whose actions quietly but profoundly shaped the path to victory. This unveiling of truth marked a pivotal moment, reshaping the narrative of the wizarding world and honoring a legacy that bridged light and shadow. In the quiet echoes of Snape's memories, both Harry and the viewers found a newfound understanding where complexity coalesced with clarity, inviting reflection upon the profound impact of love, loyalty, and sacrifice in the face of darkness. Within the tumultuous heart of the Battle of Hogwarts, Severus Snape's journey reached its pivotal moment, a convergence of destiny and sacrifice that unfolded amidst the chaos of a world in turmoil. The air was thick with the sound of spells and cries, reverberating through the ancient halls as wizards and witches fought to preserve a future steeped in freedom and hope. It was in this crucible of conflict that Severus, a figure often shrouded in mystery and misunderstood by many, chose to stand resolute, driven by an unwavering dedication and love that defied the dark forces converging upon the castle's sanctum. Guided by the luminous memory of Lily, the woman who had illuminated his path in a world often shadowed by darkness, Snape navigated the vast tapestry of battle with quiet bravery, a silent guardian woven into the tapestry of war. His every action was imbued with an intricate blend of strategy and heart, each spell cast not just as a weapon of defense, but as a testament to the intricate narrative of his life, a narrative where love transcended ambition and loyalty turned the tide of destiny. As the final strands of confrontation unraveled, Severus found himself face to face with the daunting specter of fate within the Shrieking Shack, a place that had borne witness to pivotal moments in the annals of his life. Here, in a setting both haunting and profound, he confronted the embodiment of darkness that had long lurked in the peripheries of his existence. Yet, even in the face of imminent peril, Severus stood unyielding, his bravery etched into the stone walls as a testament to the strength of love and resolve. It was a sacrifice unmatched, a culmination of years spent walking the fragile line between light and shadow. In his final moments, as whispered secrets were passed on to those who might change the course of history, Severus left behind a legacy steeped in complexity, one where bravery was measured not just by the battles fought, but by the silent sacrifices that defined his journey. In the heart of this battle, as the shadows receded and the dawn of a new era awaited, Severus Snape's enduring love for Lily shone as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path forward with its quiet, unwavering light. The legacy of Severus Snape is a tapestry woven with the threads of complexity, love, and duty, portraying him as both a hero and an anti-hero in the annals of wizarding history. Snape's life was marked by choices that often teetered on the edge of shadow and light, forging a path that was as intricate as it was profound. His duality, a mind caught between the shadows of ambition and the light of loyalty, became the crucible in which his actions were shaped. It is within this dual nature that we find the true essence of Severus Snape's legacy, a journey where love and duty intertwined to forge a narrative that defied simplistic labels and transcended the boundaries of ordinary heroism. At the core of his actions was an unyielding love for Lily Potter, a love that became the guiding star in a life often shrouded in darkness. It was this love that drove him to make unimaginable sacrifices, aligning himself with forces of good in a bid to protect those he held dear. His role as a double agent, a perilous balancing act between two worlds, was a testament to his enduring commitment to the cause of light, a mission born out of both redemption and a heartfelt desire to honor Lily's memory. Snape's journey was a testament to the power of redemption, demonstrating that even the most complex of souls could find a path to healing through love and duty. Through his sacrifices and strategic choices, Snape played an integral role in the downfall of Voldemort, a contribution that stood as a silent testament to his undying resolve. His memories, left behind as a beacon of truth, revealed a tapestry of courage and dedication that reshaped the narrative of the battle against darkness. This legacy, anchored in the quiet moments of sacrifice and the profound depths of loyalty, breathed new life into the story of a man who stood at the intersection of shadow and light. Snape's tale invites us to reflect on the intricacies of redemption, where love and duty converge to carve a path toward a future shaped by hope and understanding. In contemplating Snape's legacy, we are reminded of the power one individual holds to change the course of history, a reminder that true heroism often blossoms in the unseen, whispered acts of love and resilience that light the way even in the darkest of times. In summary, Severus Snape's life journey stands as a testament to the intricate dance of love, loyalty, and sacrifice that shaped his destiny. As a tragic hero, his heart was woven with threads of complexity, where every choice carried the weight of unseen battles fought within the corridors of his mind. The duality of his existence, marked by ambition and an enduring devotion to Lily Potter, unveiled a narrative where love became the guiding force amidst a world often shaded by darkness. Snape's path was one of profound redemption, where his sacrifices transcended the limits of personal gain, aligning him with a purpose greater than himself. His role as a double agent was a perilous balancing act, a testament to his unwavering commitment to protect those dear to him and honor the legacy of love that defined his life. In the echoes of his journey, we find a story of resilience and courage, where the quiet acts of heroism whispered through the annals of history, illuminating the path toward hope and understanding. As you drift into the serene embrace of sleep, allow the nuances of Severus Snape's character to unfold in your dreams, pondering the profound impact of a life where love and duty intertwine to light the way, even in the darkest of times. Let the gentle ambience of Hogwarts cradle you in its magic, inviting a night of restful slumber, wrapped in the timeless tale of a man whose legacy continues to inspire reflection and awe.